This is me serving a 2-year mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the Mormons. For 2 years, I dedicated my life teaching people about Jesus, serving, and sharing a message that genuinely changed my life. So how did I go from a missionary for the church to being in a lawsuit with the church? That's a great question. If you're new here, I have been making content for the last 7 years of my life. After my mission, I transitioned into making harmless pranks on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And one of my favorite places to film was Brigham Young University. What's your dream?
Well, I'd like to go to medical school, and specifically I'd like to go to UC Irvine. They have a program where they teach you how to care for patients in English and Spanish.
Has it been hard with your laptop not working very well?
Yeah, it kind of sucked. Just to put it in perspective, it only broke last night, but I don't have a choice because I got to get homework done. Oh, thank you. Are you serious?
There you go, bro.
Dude, this is actually I'm about to cry. Kind of struggling. I was literally just on the phone with my mom actually. I really gotta buy groceries, so this is a big deal.
Dude,
Thank you.
of course, bro. You want to go skydiving right now?
Right now?
Right now.
From where? From the...
That was beautiful.
Eventually, they sent me a cease and desist and told me that I couldn't make content on campus anymore. So about a year later, I went back around campus with a petition to get me unbanned.
Dude, I want you unbanned.
It's gonna work. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Damn, I'll sign that.
Yes.
So down.
Could I
Of course you can, bro. While I was taking the petition into the office, security stopped me.
This guy's banned, okay? I want him cited for trespassing.
From my perspective of things, I was building a community with the students, making them laugh, spreading positivity. Thank you so much. He just won a free MacBook.
I can't believe it. I'm floored.
But from BYU's perspective, we were causing problems, we were a distraction, so much that they sent the sheriff to my house to confirm the ban.
Here is the ban letter.
Okay.
So don't come on campus and film and do
Okay.
stuff like that. Because if you do, you're going to get arrested for trespassing.
Okay.
If we see you.
Okay.
And if we just see you on camera, then we'll just file the charges.
Okay. Obviously, if the sheriff's gonna show up to my front door with a ban letter from BYU, I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna mumble to him. So if they do just code 4, can they use smack?
What's that?
If they do is that code 4 especially get on the property, could they especially come here?
If you're off campus?
Or no, they code 4 Pushmeer?
What is Pushmeer?
What do you mean? And I don't think they liked that video because they sent another cop to my house to serve me court papers. I just pull up with Pushmeer and then talk to the judge and tell Pushmeer about it. Criminal trespass upon institution of higher education. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the day we've all been waiting for. Pushmeer versus BYU. We got our court hearing today, and it's a sorry-ass courthouse. This isn't even a courthouse. I was expecting monuments of Abe Lincoln and Harvey Specter outside. It's the smallest American flag I've ever seen. But yeah, so I'm going in for my court hearing. I don't know if I'm supposed to plead guilty or innocent. I don't have a lawyer.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, buddy?
I don't know. The next court date is May 26th, so I have to wait another month and then go through all this again. I don't know what I'm gonna do about a lawyer. I don't know any lawyers. As I was walking out of court, I started to feel extremely frustrated, and not even just because of the legal situations, but because this was the church that I grew up in and I served and I've defended my whole entire life. My focus kind of switched from BYU to the culture of the church in general.
So we're church security, and unfortunately when it comes to church property, we do not allow any filming or interviews on it. We're going to have to cease with your activities for today.
If we're out here talking about Jesus, spreading the word and doing what members of the church should be doing, I feel it shouldn't be an issue.
It is a good thing to do, but now think about it from this angle. People just start bringing random cameras and conducting a bunch of interviews that we don't even know about. It can turn into a messy situation.
In this clip, me and Ruben were talking to strangers about whether or not Mormons are Christians, because it's a huge topic of conversation. I love making videos. I love Jesus. And it was just crazy to me that the first thing that church security does is say, no, we got to protect our image, so you can't make these meaningful videos here.
So it's good that you're talking about Jesus and stuff, but the reason why when it comes to church property, many people can misuse it. You see where I'm getting at here?
Finish this interview.
No,
like
so
5 minutes.
we can't have it be on church property. It isn't like a gray area. So
And you also cannot be recording this conversation right here.
Well, we can go.
Like, it almost just starts to feel like they're trying to control us and they're trying to control their image, and they put us in this little box, and it prevents us from doing what we're supposed to do. Because I imagine if Jesus was here on earth today and he had social media, he would be the king at talking about the problems, about the culture, and making content about how we should really live our lives. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, that is what Jesus would be doing.
It's like missionary work. Like we're trying to help out, and we're trying to do like a good thing, spreading the good word.
but yeah, so we just can't have it happen on the property.
I know they're not doing it on purpose. Like, I understand the church is trying to do their job, but from my perspective, like, this is how we feel.
It's kind of odd. Like, what we're reaching millions of people. Like, why are we stopping people from seeing who represents Christ? You know?
I spent all day trying to find a lawyer to represent me for the court case. They all were telling me no, and it was kind of funny. I even posed the opportunity for them to like sponsor the video, and they were all declining me, and I can't find a lawyer. And I was sitting here thinking about how the church that I grew up in, spent 2 years serving, have defended for my whole life, I give my tithing to, how they are taking me to court for filming videos on their campus after reaching hundreds of millions of people. Like, shouldn't the church want to work with members of their church who have the ability to reach hundreds of millions of people instead of spending their time, energy, and resources taking me to court to stop me? Like, it genuinely is blowing my mind right now. And so I'm trying to figure out what the next step is for this court case. I still don't have a lawyer. So I had the idea to go talk to my mission president, who was a very wise man who completely changed my life. And I kind of want to just go pick his brain and see what he has to say about the church, about the culture of the church, and see what value he can bring to my crash out right now. My mission president, Jeffrey Strong, used to be a professor at BYU, as well as a global president at Johnson & Johnson. He also just recently wrote a book called Torn about the culture of the church and why people are leaving. And I think if there is anybody who can shed light on this situation, it is most definitely him. All right, guys, here's an update on my life. Never heard back about that second McDonald's job interview, so I still don't have a job. I can't find a lawyer. I talked to like 4 lawyers this morning. They all rejected me. So I don't have a job. I don't have a lawyer. But on the bright side, I do get to go to court in a week. So I'm feeling pretty good about life right now. My YouTube views have been through the roof. I think my last one almost got 1,000 views. Overall, we're crushing. Do you have a belt? Oh, my pants are falling down. Okay. And I don't have a belt, so where's my belt? Oh my gosh. Okay. It might be in my car. How are you guys?
Good.
Sorry, I'm looking for a belt right now. Easton, good to meet you guys.
How's it going?
Good to meet you. I found it. That was so funny. I like walked upstairs expecting to see my roommates, and it was just like his parents, and just like my pants are falling off. I'm wearing a red tie.
Is it gonna be on YouTube?
Yeah, you want to say hi to the channel, bro?
Yo,
This is my roommate Kim. He's the GOAT, bro.
Easton's goated. Yo, follow his channel, bro. If you're not already following it, best f***ing. Wait, am I allowed to curse?
You can say whatever you want, dude.
Best freaking channel ever.
Can't forget the Pushmeer app, bro. How do I look? Is this good for? Dude, I'm crashing out right now. This is the day in life. Can't get a job, can't get a lawyer, getting evicted, can't find a belt, falling off on YouTube. We're crushing.
YouTube explosion.
Yeah, we manifested this at the beginning of the year. The 17th of February was YouTube Explosion Day. I think that day was my worst performing day on YouTube. So yeah, and it's all just been downhill from there too, which has been great. The jazz interviews that I was supposed to have,
Yeah, they canceled. But I was supposed to go to Miami for interviews with Olympic tennis players. They also canceled. It's been good. I'm really looking forward to court with BYU on the 26th. Holy shit, dude. Maybe I deserve to get sued by BYU. Bro. Look at me. Why wouldn't BYU take me to court, bro?
Classic RM.
It's so funny. Then,
Scumbag.
yeah.
Remember that comment? Scumbag.
Dude, come on, lock in. We got places to be. I bet my parents are so proud of me. We're gonna be 2 minutes late. That's way better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought we were gonna be way late, but 3 minutes, not bad. So we're on our way to my mission president's house, and this dude has genuinely changed my life. He's an incredible man and has a lot of wisdom. So we're just gonna go chat with him and see if he has any Pushmeer, any Pushmeer at all. I think he might have some. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm so good.
Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm well. I got my my journalism reporter look on.
It's a good look. Come in.
I remember when I was just a missionary on the mission. I remember you were brainstorming about the pond that you wanted to put in your backyard.
Yeah. Do you remember doing me the clay model?
I do. You had a vision and you brought it to life.
There it is.
It's pretty beautiful. So one of the reasons that I wanted to have a conversation with you is because you recently just wrote a book about why some people are leaving the church, correct?
Yeah, I sure did.
And what inspired that?
It was about almost exactly 13 years ago, and my son Cale, he went to the MTC. We dropped him off, and we're thinking everything is great. And a few days later, I get an email, and I read like a paragraph or two, and I couldn't believe what I was reading. He just says, "I'm coming home." I could tell there's more going on here than him just saying, "I'm not going to serve a mission." And so I didn't know for sure, but I had a really strong feeling that he was done with the church. And then it's been a long journey. Bishop, taught at BYU, worked for the church for a while, mission president, as you know.
Yep.
And then I came home, and more of my friends were leaving. One of my counselors when I was a bishop, who's just an amazing person, he left, and his wife and their children. In the midst of all that, I saw really great people stepping away.
Yeah.
They didn't fit the profile of historically how I'd thought about people stepping away, and it didn't ring true to me. And so I said, I want to find out how many are leaving. I knew it was a lot. Why are they leaving?
Yeah.
I wanted better answers as to why they were leaving, and so that was the beginning of the journey. So it's been 13 years.
So you dive pretty deep into those questions in your book.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. I provide an estimate of how many people in the United States have stepped away in the last 25 years, the main reasons they cite for leaving, and I do a bit of a deep dive into what that experience is like for them.
Okay.
It's a very, very difficult, it's deeply serious, it's incredibly thoughtful. Most spend hundreds of hours over many years trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
And the ones that can't come to some kind of peace, they exit.
Yeah, I think it's something that definitely is happening. I think one thing that I have really struggled with is I serve a mission. I grew up in the church. I pay my tithing. Essentially, I've spent my whole life teaching about the church and defending the church.
Yeah.
And after all of that, I end up in a court case with BYU where they're charging me with trespassing.
Yes.
So I think there's a part of me that feels like they don't care about me that much.
Yeah.
So what would you say to me in that position after those things that I've kind of gone through?
See, one of the reasons I love you is, dude, you broke the mold.
Yeah.
Right? And so you're one of those missionaries I had that when you came in, I just went, he is not typical, right? and I, by the way, maybe you would say this, but I've had missionaries literally come to me at the end of their missions and say, if you hadn't been my mission president, I wouldn't have made it.
Yep, and I agree with that statement 100%.
Yeah, and it's, I think part of that, Easton, is because, it would be disingenuous if I said that being around people that I love like you, that are different, just gave me a deep appreciation for the breadth of variety that there is in the Latter-day Saint community. And I just like, me, I'm kind of a boring, straight-laced guy, right? And I just thought, wow, how awful the church community would be if everybody was like me.
Right.
Right.
Not like you. I think you're an incredible person.
Oh, that's very
kind.
kind.
I think the idea of there being like this cookie cutter mold, and like everyone that doesn't fit into that mold almost kind of feels judged and outcast.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that, by the way, that comes out in the research I've done and the people, you know, I've spoken to probably hundreds of people that have stepped away, or there are a lot of people that stay, but they feel some conflict, and maybe that's part of what you're talking about here. Look, I love God, I love the Savior, I love the church, but I don't know if I fit here, right?
And I think a reason is when I look at, so YouTube is one of my biggest dreams, is to build a platform where I can spread a light and inspire people to chase their dreams and do something meaningful with their life. And the people that have the most attention on YouTube right now are essentially the degenerates who are drinking and partying, and gambling. And so I kind of made it my mission to get to the same level of audience that they have without those things. And I feel like I've done a really good job at trying to get there. Like, obviously I'm still a hooligan and a young kid, that's not perfect.
No,
but
that's
I feel like taking that direction and then almost being like pushed down by the church has made me feel very frustrated.
BYU is an interesting place to me. So 4 of my 5 kids graduated from there. I taught there. I'm a huge fan. And I would say in general, I think BYU is kind of a shining light in the church, right? So if you think about BYU sports is a bit of a microcosm of that. If you think about who can go to a BYU football game and enjoy themselves, I see a lot of dudes there that you're never going to see in the pews at Sacramento. And when I see them, it's like, that's really cool that they're here. There are a lot of athletes that compete for BYU that don't fit the LDS profile at all, right? They're, in terms of color, religion, country of origin, you know, how they groom themselves. And so I think that's really fabulous. There's another side of BYU, which is the side that you're running into, which is, you know, this protective, authority-based kind of part of the school. And people run into that sometimes, and it's a bit of a buzzsaw. And I think is that fair to say what you're experiencing?
Absolutely.
And look, I think institutions, churches, schools need to have some structure, but it pains me sometimes when I see what can happen. Right. And so you're an example of that. I'm not going to mention any other names because I don't want to be controversial, get anybody in trouble. But sometimes when I see what happens with athletes that maybe do something, maybe they violate the honor code, and I believe in the honor code, by the way. But in this balance between justice and mercy, I'm looking for a little more mercy and a little less justice sometimes. Is that fair?
That is very fair.
And so part of it is, I think we would benefit sometimes if we just took ourselves a little bit less seriously. Right? Sometimes we just need to have a sense of humor. You know?
I agree.
And not get too overheated about things. And so when I first saw, you know, your video where you were talking about the court case, I was in pain for you, man. I was having a little bit of pain. You know, the book that I've written is about how many people are leaving and why, but really it's mostly about what we could do better so more people would feel at home and stay. And there are really important reasons that cause people to step away. So, you know, you know the normal ones. It's like, hey, I've run into problematic stuff about church history, or maybe I disagree with past or present social positions or doctrines of the church. And so those are really meaningful reasons. But my personal belief is that culture either amplifies those issues or relieves the tension from those issues, right? It can make it better, it can make it worse. And Easton, I can't control what happened in 1830 or 40 or 50 or 1858 when Brigham Young said, hey, blacks can't have the priesthood anymore. What I can influence is the culture right now, right? And so I think as Latter-day Saints, if we root our own conversion, our own lives, and the culture around us. See, you and I can't change the culture of the church, but we can change the culture in our relationship, or in our families, or with our friends, or maybe even a little bit in our ward. And if we can make it more Christ-centered, a lot of the issues that I see will go away, right? And people might say, well, what do you mean the church culture isn't Christ-centered? Well, it is in a lot of ways, and then in other ways, not so much, right?
There's the first note, Christ-centered.
Yeah.
In my experience and everything that's kind of going on with BYU, I have felt very misunderstood.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people my age and younger that are kind of coming up that also feel misunderstood.
Yeah.
They just want to be themselves, but they don't fit this norm or the expectations of everybody else. And they also feel kind of like an outcast.
Yeah.
What would you say to them, one, so they don't lose their relationship with God? Because I think sometimes when people do feel misunderstood and they leave, they kind of just push away God altogether.
They do.
So what would you say to them to make sure they don't lose their true connection with Jesus Christ, which is most important?
One of my, I mean, you know that we were in Northwest Arkansas, the home turf of Elder Bednar, right? And you know that I've had I'm not, he and I are not golfing buddies, so I don't want anybody to assume that we're golfing buddies, but we've had a friendship over 30 years, and I consider him one of my greatest teachers. By the way, he's somebody that's also misunderstood. So the public perception of Elder Bednar, Elder David A. Bednar, is very different than the David Bednar that I know, right? And he gave a beautiful talk once, which we talked about on the mission, called Converted Unto the Lord. Now, he's an apostle, and the short version of the talk is center your faith and your beliefs and your religious life in Christ. And the church is great, and church programs are great, and church leaders are great, but that's not what you should build your foundation on. And that's the advice I would give any young person. I'd say, like, you know me, I love the church. I would say don't leave the church, but make sure the relationship you have with Christ and the church are the right kind of relationships, right? The church is really important and it's a vehicle, but the foundation of your faith should be Christ.
Right.
And by the way, when I came to your homecoming talk, that was essentially your message, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah,
it was,
and I was proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so Easton, I did an interview with Carden Ellis. You probably know who Carden is, but the Ward Radio guys. But he's been very public about saying, hey, the boomers have screwed it up, right? Now, I don't agree with that, but I understand where he's coming from. He's saying, you know, the culture has been created and is dominated by old rich people in Salt Lake, right? And I think that's an oversimplification.
Yeah.
But I also think there's a lot of truth to that, right? And so any culture that doesn't embrace you is not a healthy culture, right? That just, like, that's not a culture I want to be part of, because I don't want to be around a bunch of guys like Jeff Strong, right? Give me some Easton Simpson, give me some John Terrys, give me, you know, everyone else that makes the church a really rich, amazing, interesting, abundant, full of life kind of place. Yeah.
So what do you think the people that might feel misunderstood or might feel somewhat outcasted, what do you think they could do to have a positive impact on the church as they grow up and become the next generation of leaders?
Wow, such a good question. The first thing I would suggest is get right inside yourself, right? And so one of the things I love about you, again, is you like Easton Simpson.
I do.
You do, and so do I. And you're at peace with who you are, and you're at peace with what you're trying to do, because I think your motives are good, right? And you know that, and so you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm doing okay, right? So I think that's really important. And then the next little concentric circle is just in your immediate relationships, right? And so I wish I had done this better when I was younger, but we all have to learn and grow, and I had to kind of make mistakes and figure it out. But anybody can do this, but in your relationships, just whether it's socially or at church, be sensitive to people who are a little bit different and pull them in.
We took off and headed east. I was thumbing through the magazines. He felt like talking and offered me his name.
There are times when things happen to us that are genuinely hurtful, right? And so if if you're a person that's had that happen as a result of your participation in the church experience or the church community, the first thing I would say is I'm so sorry that you've had that experience, right? And I've had just enough of that myself in the church to be able to relate to that and say I know it's real, and I know those feelings can be deeply bitter, and I wouldn't tell you, hey, you're wrong or bad because you feel that way. Okay, I want to be really clear about that. Life is complicated, and I think life in the church is complicated. When the church and the church community hurts people, and it does sometimes, it's because we're not doing it right? Because we're human. And so, yeah, I know people say, oh, you know, the gospel truth, but the people aren't, right? I don't mean that, although I agree with that. I don't mean that. I mean, in a crazy, chaotic, complicated world where we're all moving 500 miles an hour, we're gonna bump into each other sometimes. Just be careful that you don't lose sight of all of the good that might be there as well. If Sarah were here, she would say, one of my tendencies as a human being is that I look at a flower garden and I can only see the weeds. And so I immediately want to get in there and pull the weeds. But she would say, I sometimes have to really force myself to step back and say, but look at all the flowers. She would say, all of the beautiful, amazing roses that you imagine are there. And every stem is full of thorns. And then she would say, and we learn probably the most important lessons from the thorns, not from the roses, right? And so life isn't supposed to be clean and hygienic, right? It's supposed to be messy. You're supposed to have roses. You're supposed to have thorns. And my humble advice to people is, when those roses stick you and it hurts, that's real. And you shouldn't pretend it doesn't hurt, and you shouldn't pretend it's not real, but then you got to step back and say, and there are also roses here, right? Even at its worst, the Latter-day Saint community has amazing people and does amazing things, but you got to look for it, right? Sometimes you got to look for it. Sometimes you get what you look for.
I think life is also supposed to be messy.
It is.
Like in 2 Nephi 2, that was my mission scripture.
Yeah, opposition.
God will consecrate your affliction for your gain, and I think it's the same in the mission. I think it's the same in church culture, but it's also the same in life. Do you think that has within like the culture, they especially like always like, oh, do you like come for me black, or is that how especially something you explain?
Oh yeah, I have no idea what you just said. And you know what's funny is I said, okay, if he does the mumbling thing with me, I'm just going to pretend like I understood it perfectly.
I imagine you could talk about all this stuff for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I assume that's what you talked about in your book.
Yeah.
Where can people find a copy of your book?
Yeah, it's super easy. Just go to Amazon and search Torn by Jeff Strong, and it'll pop up.
Okay.
And you can get paperback, ebook, or audiobook. By the way, if you get the audiobook, you'll hear the voice of my son, Cale, who was kind of the catalyst for the book.
And he has an incredible voice.
Yeah, he does have a good voice. And so it's available now. You can order it. It'll arrive in a day or two if you do.
I imagine there's a lot of people that probably resonated with a lot of the things we talked about, the culture of the church.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to read more into that, I would recommend going to read this incredible man's book.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you. It's very normal and natural to feel anxiety, to worry about the future, to worry about the present, to worry about what BYU is going to do. And I would just say, it's going to be okay. It's probably going to work out. And even if it's hard, it'll be a thorn and not a rose. You'll learn from it and you'll get better. And so, fear not, man.
Man, that's some wisdom. That is true. Fear not. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for letting us pick your brain and for all the beautiful views and all the beautiful wisdom inside of your mind.
Yeah, oh man, I just feel happy to be with you.
Yeah. I will say, before we came into this interview, it was almost like, how can we challenge the culture of the church, blah, blah, blah. And then like after that conversation, it was like, Jesus is the most important thing. Like these things happen, you know? All right, fellas, Pushmeer versus BYU, hearing number 2. And I bet you guys think that I learned my lesson last time, showing up to court without a lawyer. I didn't. Still don't got a lawyer. So, going in solo, representing myself, technically. And we're gonna see if we can come to some sort of agreement or settlement. If we can't, it goes to trial. If we can, then we put the shit behind us and it's all over. I have no idea what to expect. I did file for a permit to record in court because they told me to, and I waited 3 weeks and they never replied back. Super professional on Provo City's end. Oh, I do not want to go in there. So over this.
Bro, you got this, buddy. You got this. Come on.
I'm so nervous. I have no lawyer. I'm just walking in by myself again. You know, hot dog?
Bro, how old is that? How long has that been in there?
At least a month.
Oh my god.
Told me get a lawyer, you can meet him in the foyer. I said, sir, I'm a reporter, but he wasn't a supporter. They had a problem with the condom that I put in homie's pocket.
Team, we got bad news. I just got a text from Houston, bro. Look at this. I walked in and they had my last YouTube video already pulled up to tell me they could charge me with contempt of court. I'm cooked. He's so cooked. He's so cooked.
One eternity later.
Dog, I walked in there, the security guard had my video pulled up and he goes, "What's this, Easton?" And it's us filming in the courthouse, bro. And he goes, "If you film again," he's like, "you will be charged." And I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I thought I was so cooked. I was like, holy shit, they watched the video, they had the footage, they had the proof, and they are just out to get me.
Wait, what happened?
You wanna know what happened? I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is the court case is over. The bad news is we don't get to go to trial. So we settled with them, bro. I went in the room with the prosecuting attorney, pulled out my Harvey Specter, got the charges dropped to $500, and I have to take a thinking errors class.
Come on, come on.
I have to take a class for all of my thinking errors, but no, it was chill. The charges are dropped as long as I don't get any more, as long as I don't get anything on my records for the next 12 months, and then I just paid him $500 and now it's done and over with and I don't have to deal with that shit anymore. There was like a part of me that was like really close to wanting to take it to trial and fight it, but it just would have been so expensive for no reason, and I got them to $500, so I was like, I'm just gonna take it. It was kind of lit, bro. The prosecutor was like trying so hard to be mad, and I was making him laugh, and he thought I was so funny. It was kind of goated. I'm literally Harvey Specter.
So how much money have you made on all of this whole series? Did you make 500 bucks?
I think regardless of what church we're a part of and what organization we believe in, there's always going to be imperfect people who are making imperfect decisions. At the end of the day, I truly believe that most churches, including the Mormon church, are doing their best to represent Jesus Christ. But everyone makes mistakes, including myself. And it's important not to associate those mistakes with Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ is King, He's our Savior, He loves us no matter what, and He is the only person that's ever walked this earth that truly was perfect. And it makes sense that us as humans trying to lead some sort of church are going to be imperfect. And don't let those imperfections and the mistakes of other people push you away from what's truly important, which is Jesus Christ. Throughout this whole court situation, I had the opportunity to baptize my girlfriend, Crosby, and it truly was such a beautiful experience, and it helped me to remember how much good there really is in the church. Even though there are thorns on the roses, the rose garden is still beautiful. And the roses in the rose garden are all essentially Jesus Christ. So if you guys have gone through some sort of experience where you feel judged or misunderstood or hurt by whatever church you're a part of, just don't forget that Jesus Christ is our Savior. And He loves you, He loves all of us. This was a very different kind of video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I haven't posted in the last month. I was going through the whole court case, I was working on this documentary, so I kind of took a little bit of a break from YouTube, but I am back. Videos coming every single Sunday. Big things are coming. I've been working on some stuff in the background and I'm excited to show you guys. But I appreciate all the love and all the support through the legal situations, through me taking breaks on YouTube. I'm extremely grateful for you guys. I'm extremely grateful for Jesus Christ. and I'm excited to see what the future brings. I've been trying to figure out what kind of content I want to make on YouTube. I think we're starting to outgrow the mumbling. We're still going to continue the journey of mumbling to Donald Trump, but I'm going to do my best to add a little bit more substance to the videos. I promised myself that if I had a platform where people would watch my videos, that I would do my best to spread a positive message and bring people closer to Jesus Christ. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to see what the future brings. But until then, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss the journey of us mumbling to Donald Trump. I love every single one of you. Jesus loves you. And it's been a pleasure. Shout out BYU. Still love you guys. I will miss making content there, but we're on to bigger and better things. Love you guys. Pushmeer. I don't know how I'm gonna get down from here. It's kind of scary.
Sir, I'm important. I have a couple fans and a whip that's foreign. And I'm Mormon. My lawyer told the judge, just ignore him.
And now it's time for a new chapter of our lives to graduate from Brigham Young University and go change the world.
Yeah, what's next, huh?
I don't know. I have no idea what's next. Probably, should we go sneak condoms into BYU students' pockets on campus?